My friends, I would like to remind you of something that man considered very mighty. See, there was a ship called the Titanic that was built with such splendor and might, with such power and strength of human wisdom and human hands. It looked majestic. Its sheer size was so gave such an eminence to it. It was touted and lauded as the most powerful ship to ever go on the seas. See, my friends, the Titanic, even named after the Titans, for those that know Greek mythology. So wondrous and magnificent was this ship, with so many different facilities and functions, and all kinds of things were said about this ship by the tongues of man. One night this ship ended up on a dark night. It hit an iceberg, as many of you know, and it began to take on water. But before this there was much singing and laughing and dancing, drunkenness and all kinds of other things, merrymaking, voices of men as they roamed on the seas made a lot of noise. A lot of pride and arrogance. Statements were made about this great vessel called the Titanic. This ship began to sink and take on more and more water, until nothing was left but silence, darkness, and the cries of humans. This is all that was left, my friends. The voices that once exalted themselves, that once sang and danced and gloried in the construction and fabrication of their own hands and their own wisdom, disappeared in a matter of minutes before their very eyes, and their laughing turned to crying, their warmth turned to cold, barren, frigid temperatures. This is what happens, my friends, when we trust in the hands of human beings, and when we trust in the wisdom of men. In the beginning we become arrogant and think that we cannot be touched. But in the flash of the most diminutive second, everything turns and goes south. What was once so salient and buoyant turned into the greatest sinking catastrophe ever witnessed. This is what happens when you trust in the ways of men. This is a very important thing to remember, my friends. That your trust must be in the Word of God. Your trust must be in the Son of God. Your trust must be in Jesus Christ. Your trust must be in His Spirit. In order for you to trust the Word of God, the ways of men must become foolishness to you. In order to trust in the Word of God, He must dwell inside your hearts. Not the world dwelling in your hearts. My friends, the time is near when the titanic of the ways of man will sink, and everybody who laughed, sang and drank will be in shock and awe, and their pride will turn into terror, and their arrogance into the most nefarious fear. So my friends, please get off this ship now. Get off this arrogance and pride. Get off this talking, much talking, and head knowledge without wisdom. Get off all of this stuff. Seek your abode with Jesus Christ. Seek your ways with Him. Let Him grow within your heart. Build your relationship with Jesus. The games are not to be played. We shouldn't be involved in. Our hearts should not exalt the ways of the world. And to those Christians, the majority of them, who are the worst of the worst, the warning has gone out already. But you stay on the ship. You stay laughing and doing nothing, talking empty on the inside. You're not preparing your ark for the Lord. You're busy worshipping like Israel did, Molech and Remphan. Woke up to play. Armchair warriors, talkers, lost in the fantasies of their own head, living in clouds because of cocaine given to them by thieves who would take away that cocaine and laugh when you fall in your terror. Beware. Don't trust in those who smile with you, and when your back is turned, show their teeth. Turn away from the Titanic, my friends, and turn to Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life. There is no other way but this way. It sounds like foolishness to the ears of men. It sounds hard. It sounds very offending. But my friends, I say this not in self-righteousness. And I say this not because I am anything. But I say this because the times that we live in are very perilous times. And just like the Titanic sank, only thing that will be left is the cries of human beings. Coldness, silence, and an inability to save anything. See, my friends, this is not where you want to be. This is not where you want to be. Run away from the world and its delusions. Run away from the liars and the deceivers. Run away from their fanciful pleasures and delights and delicacies that are so pleasurable, lest they deceive you and keep you on the Titanic.